But I think as well, I was surprised by this stat that we've spoken on here about Man City's lack of goals. Or lack of an out-and-out striker, perhaps, who's getting all the goals. But Man City have had 16 different goal scorers in all competitions this season, which is more than any other Premier League team. So, they've got strength in depth and spreading the love around when it comes to the goals. So I was surprised at that because we were saying they're struggling for goal scorers, but that's not the case.
Yeah, certainly were at the
at
the start of the season. Yeah, at the start of the season we were definitely saying that. And one of the goal scorers last night was John Stones, Marley, who has somehow turned his career around, I would argue, because he was definitely on the decline. And Pep Guardiola wasn't picking him, and he kept making mistakes. I remember in the Nations League a couple of seasons ago, he made a terrible mistake for England. And it just felt like John Stones' stock had really decreased. But in the last month, he's absolutely flipped it on his head, and he was excellent again last night. Alongside Ruben Dias, it looks like he's found a really solid partner who's brought out the best in him. Many people had written him off, Marley. Were you one of those people that felt that John Stones was done? Because it's been a remarkable comeback to form.
He looked dead and buried, didn't he? Completely dead and buried. It never looked like, as soon as Diaz came in, it was like, right, it's going to be Diaz and Laporte, and Ake is a backup, and he's not going to get a look in, really. And then out of nowhere, he's just got into the team. I don't even know. I think Laporte had a slight injury or something when he first came into the team, and he's never looked back. I think he's been absolutely brilliant, like prime John Stones from a few years ago when he was, the future of England's defence and all the rest of it. But it's strange because still you can look at Man City's defence and say, well, obviously, surely Diaz, the £67 million defender, and Laporte are the two, natural picks at centre-back. But you can't drop John Stones the way he's playing. It's impossible. I think he's played the last 5 or 6 games in a row. No niggles, no injuries, not a single mistake. And he's scoring that well for him. He even scored with his penis last night. He just slapped it in, didn't he? Like, brilliant. Like, it bounced along and he was just like, right, I'm just going to whack that in. And it was like, you can only do that when you're playing really well. You only score with your privates when everything's going really well in your life, you know what I mean? And the fact that he scored at Old Trafford with his member is just sums up how well he's playing right
the
now.
Ultimate swagger, isn't it? I'm going to go Old Trafford, I'm going to whap it in.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it depends how lucky you were at birth as well, to be fair, because if that was another player, it might not have knocked itself into the net. Who knows? It's another debate, but definitely John Stones has been absolutely outstanding in recent games, and he was again last night. So Manchester City, the winners by 2-0 at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup semi-final.